Hey, what's going on, day ones? This podcast is brought to you by a couple of phenomenal sponsors. First up, we got Rose Vogue Stylings. Ladies, are you in the market for a new purse? What about a new swimsuit? What about some earrings? The folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings, they got you covered. Please go to rosevoguestyling.com. And while you're on the website, please enter in that promo code late night. You want to make sure you're getting all of those amazing discounts. Also, if you are in the market for a lovely timepiece such as the one that I am wearing, please go to blackwatches.com. That is BLAK watches.com and enter in that promo code late night W Nate to get another fantastic discount off of quality timepieces. Again, thank you to the folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings and those at Black Watches. Now to the show. Y'all know what time it is. We are back for your favorite podcast, your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot through the day, that we're actually shooting at night. I'm Nate Galloway.
I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
It's late night with Nate and Adrian. Shout out to your day ones, like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. Sometimes, I mix it up. Do a little of this, do a little of that in the beginning again. You never know what I'm going to throw out. Boogie! How you doing?
I'm good. I'm trying to even out my fro. Sometimes this should be looking real lopsided sometimes.
Fantastic. Fantastic over there.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm good. I'm feeling great. New week, new goals. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it goes. I recently started taking classes for these for this certification so I can up my
back to school boogie as we gonna call it.
Oh, wow. So I can up my skills, you know what I'm saying, and get a little bit more money because
it's the name of the game.
This only pays so much, if anything. I would say we in the red right now. So
oh my gosh. Speaking of the red.
we in the red. So
I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like we're in that point of our life where it's like, what do I do? Do you keep pursuing the daydream, the night dream? It's like, of course, you still pursue those. But in the meantime, a nigga got to get some money.
You got to. You got to keep getting that money. So that's where I'm at right now. It's been a hell of a transition because, boy, I forgot how much is needed to do these. This is one class that I'm taking, by the way. It's one class that's it's an intensive class or whatnot, but the class is about two. No, it's about two.
Woo, talk about the news.
This guy here, boy. No, it's about a 2-ish hour class, but the test that I do have to take for the actual certification, the test is 3 hours long. So I have to get back to the practice of taking long ass tests. So now I've been adjusting how I study, because you gotta study for some hours in order for your body to get back to that regiment, that cadence. And my God, I gotta be honest, I've been falling asleep studying.
That was always my problem. It's probably why my grades are so bad. He just can't stay awake. So what are you doing to help yourself stay awake? You like reading while standing up? What are we doing?
So I realized that I am most productive in the morning. So in the morning, I wake up early as ever, and I do about almost an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I figured I can work my way to eventually being able to do a 3-hour study session.
3 hours.
As long as, if I can, it's a 12-week course. So this is 3 months. So I figured my first month, because this is I just had my second class, so
Okay.
I figured if I do two more classes, or 2 more weeks, I should say, where
Yeah.
I'm, hour and a half to 2 hours, and then eventually get to that, you know, 2.5,
It's slowly
2:45,
creeping up.
and then do the three for the last, month. Just really go into that 3 hour study practice, because we're eventually going to start up doing study groups too. So
Okay.
yeah, just a life of later in life student, as I
I'm
like
not
to
mad at
call
that.
myself. So
I'm not mad at that. I'm trying to figure out
yeah.
what should I go back for? What should I do?
Ah,
And that's the tough part.
ah,
It's like because one, the shit is way more expensive now.
my gosh.
And it's like anything you take
Yeah,
now, it is like it's coming out your pocket. So you gotta
yeah,
make sure you pass.
easily. Yeah.
So I'm
If
just
you
like,
ain't passing, then what the fuck you
yeah.
doing this
Like
for?
what if shit. It's like so that's why I'm like, I gotta make sure you really want to do this, brother. You pay
Why are you trying to go back to school as well?
money, man. It's all about the money because
Okay.
Hollywood is burning.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes, I'm trying to sell scripts. I've had one pitch meeting this year. Very,
Hey,
very thankful for that meeting. Who knows when the next one is going to come?
gotta
It
keep
could
working
it
though.
could be forever. So in the meantime, I just want to do something that just brings me more bread and or
Fair.
fulfillment.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if you can have both, but I do know that bread and fulfillment, a lot of times those do not go hand in hand. I
Unless you're a
think
billionaire.
yeah, right. I think we're all searching for that. So if I can't find the fulfillment, at least let me, make a little nice chunk of change.
That's respectable.
So I'm like, what things can I do
Yeah.
that will make me a lot of money? And also I won't have to be in the elements. Let me figure those things out,
Facts. Yeah.
So
That's real.
thought
I
about
I
going
I respect that.
thought about going to culinary school. But I do be out here.
Hey, that
You know me.
actually makes a lot of sense.
You know me, Boogie. I'm out here. I be out here cooking it
You
all the
be throwing
goddamn
it
time.
down. Yeah, you do be throwing it down.
It's just a very long commitment
It
to
really is.
doing those. So it's just
Yeah.
like you got to figure out where it's like you still got to work,
Yep, you
and
do.
so it's like working and do I take off to go to school? It's
No,
like
you don't take off. Man, stop
exactly,
making excuses.
you know.
Stop. Do I have to remind? Did you work while you were in school?
Yeah, the thing with culinary school is they want you in the day. You can't have a day
Oh,
job
okay, okay,
and
okay.
go to school. So that's the thing. I don't mind taking night classes if night classes were offered, but for some of the courses I looked at, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
my guy, you got to be here from 7 to
I was about to say that is kind of creepy to have night culinary school.
yeah, that's yeah. It's like, why are you traveling with these knives, my guy? It's like
Oh,
this man got a bag of knives in the trunk.
yeah, no, that's not a good move. No, yeah,
you
that
know,
is. But maybe taking a
so
little, maybe taking a little sabbatical, or you can definitely look into getting a night job in order for you to do
it's
that
very true.
culinary. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about it. I've looked at a couple other things. I looked at trade schools as well, which I guess cooking
Okay,
is a trade. But I
okay.
looked at, I was like, let me go and get a little plumber certificate.
Hey,
I'll be like, what's like Nate's Plumbing Company? We may not show up when you want us, but we on time to stop
not
them
no,
leaks.
don't do that.
Okay, I tried. I tried. I tried. We'll work on the slogan or whatever.
Goodness gracious.
But I'm thinking of something. But the thing is, I don't want to be a person that goes out here and it's like, ooh, just get in this and do it. Cause then
Yeah,
honestly, you really won't be happy. Or you might be making a lot of money, but
yeah,
then you're just kind of like, I want to do something different. So I'm really just trying to take the time to find myself and or the passions or things I want to do. Or at least things that I'm like, these were things that I did in college. Let's try to go back
yeah.
to some of those things. So, I guess
You
we're on
sound
a
you sound like 70% of people out here in the
Yeah.
world. So you're not
You know,
you're not special. I just want to throw that out
I
there.
am
That
not alone.
is nothing. You are not.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it just kind of hit me like that. So I'm like, this is what I'm
Yeah.
going through, you know. So, you
Respect.
know.
Outside of that, how was your week? I should always
The week was cool. You know, Lions won. You
ask.
know, I
Okay.
didn't wear the jersey, so
All
maybe
right.
we're on a streak. But because remember, I said I
Yes,
wore it.
you
They
did. You
lost.
did say that.
They, they play tonight, Monday Night Football. So I'm like, not wearing it, not doing it.
Ah,
Michigan also won, so it was a cool week. It was chill. I
I
grilled,
got
getting better at that. I think I'm gonna do like a Nate Sunday grilling series or something.
I
Every
like that.
Sunday, just cook and do shit where I'm like, I ain't posting on social media, but hey, niggas, look what I can cook. Just because at this point, I feel like who isn't a chef on Instagram or Facebook? At this point,
If
everybody's cooking something.
if I see another salmon recipe, I am going to throw.
Go scream.
My gosh, I'm gonna throw my phone, my laptop, my TV, all the devices if I see another salmon recipe.
I think niggas, salmon and oxtail, those were the two things that niggas just outdid themselves like during the
To the
pandemic.
extreme.
Even now, it's like somebody's, even the salmons is like, yo, we didn't give our lives for this. You want salmon weren't meant to be braided.
Yeah.
Like y'all niggas is out here braiding salmon. Y'all niggas is out here making
Dyeing it, frying
oxtail,
it, and putting it
pizza,
in Cheeto dust crumbs. Like, come on,
fried
y'all.
oxtails. Like I'm like, come on, y'all. Like
Y'all
this is
killing me
not.
here.
What are we doing?
Yeah, y'all
Like I
killing
understand elevating, but y'all have shattered elevation. Like,
me.
like we're in outer space at this point.
Yeah. Just trash.
Like you guys are the reason why oxtails and salmon are so damn expensive. It didn't used to be like this. I'm like, yo, I just want to get my amino acids that salmon has. I just want to get my aminos up. That's
Omega
all.
threes.
Omega
Trying
threes.
to
That's
get
what it
your
is.
omega threes.
I'm trying to get my omega threes up. But salmon's like $30 for one little sliver of salmon. It's like no omega threes over here. So it's just like
Yeah.
cut it out. But outside of that, it's been chill, Boogie. It's been, like I said, I just been in a mode of just trying to stay out the way. Honestly, I've
That's
been just
fair.
like,
No, that's fair. That's
I
real.
still been on my campaign of just unfollowing people.
Yeah.
And it's not
As you
because anyone
should.
has done anything to me or anything. It's just like I'm still just like, why am I following all these celebrities? Why am I following Justin Timberlake? I don't give a fuck what the hell is going on in his life. Why the hell am I following this person? I'm
You
just like,
forget
who
sometimes. You
cares?
forget sometimes how many people you follow in real talk.
That's
So
also very true. When you go through, it's also like, when did I follow? Not just people. It's like, when did I follow
just in
this random
general.
page?
Yeah,
It's
just
like,
in general.
what
Yeah.
is this? So I
Yeah.
just kind of been purging the social media. So it is now just like recipes on the timeline, cat videos, sports, of course. That's just what it is.
That's how it be. Respect for your detox, your cleanse, if you will.
I'm trying, Boogie, but when you try, there's always people that want to keep pulling you back in.
Oh,
What really grinds my gears?
And that leads to the grinding of
This
my
guy.
MF gears.
This guy.
I set those boundaries of like kind of what we just talked about. Like I'm just deleting things. Like I want to not look at certain things. And I feel like you can cultivate the algorithm that you want. You can create what you want. But a part of that is people have to go along with that. And I think for the most part, people have been real respectful. They're like, yo, bro, I get it. Like, I understand that you not wanting to see some of the toxicity or whatever. I get it. I get it. But then there are people who are just like, oh, I get it, but I'm gonna cross that line. I'm
I'm
just
gonna do it anyway.
right. Like I'm just gonna do it on purpose. Let me see if you're gonna laugh at this one. And I'm just sitting over here and I'm just like, bro, I've told y'all, I'm overstimulated right now. And it's to the point now where I'm just like, you're doing it on purpose. So I'm not even responding. But it's just like, why are you still sending? If I'm not I've not responded to you in a week. Why? And I know I can block these people, but I do business and dealings with these people to a degree where I'm like, okay. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, the battery has been put in my back. Because I've had to step outside myself and be like, look, if we were in the same room, I would choke you right now. I've had to step outside myself and just be like, yo, my cup is full. It's beyond full. And you are overfilling it even more. And I don't like that. The water is on the floor. Okay. Cut it out. I don't have any more towels to clean up the spills. Cut it out. So I've had to let people know. And then you know what happens when you let people know? Then they turn and they want to be the victim. And I'm like, this is just a weird cycle. And it's just like, you enjoy this. You enjoy this. And I had to take a page out of Boogie's book. Because Boogie, you know, we talk about stuff. And Boogie was like, yo, Nate, you too nice. You gotta just let these niggas sink. Let these niggas sink. Boogie was like, Nate, go let them sink. And I have let people sink this week. And Boogie, it feels good. I gotta say, thank you, Boogie. You know, I have finally listened. The wool is no longer over my eyes.
Oh God.
It did feel good. It did feel good though to go off on those folks. It felt good. It felt good. And I know we're not supposed to. I know we're not supposed to go off on people, but sometimes you just need that one just whew, that felt great. Felt good. So that's
I'm glad you leaned in for a little bit.
Not too much. It wasn't too much. It was just enough to where it wasn't like, okay, we are all the way off the rails here. But it was enough to where they're like, oh, I think he means business this time. Even though I meant it all 345 other times I told you to stop. But neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. That was my grinding of the gears. Keeping this podcast rolling. Boogie. You know what time it is. It's time to tip the hat. I don't know. We're trying. I don't know. We're trying new things here, Boogie. We are trying new things. For those of you who are new to the program, let's get to a segment that we call Tipping the Hat, where we like to tip the hat to people who are doing dope things in the community.
I'm tipping my hat.
Boogie! Who you tipping to this week?
I'm tipping my hat to the Chicago kid, Derrick Rose. He recently put out on the socials, as well as he paid for an ad in a newspaper.
6 of them things.
That he is retiring. It is official tissue. The knees finally can rest. Okay. He finally can sit them knees down. Okay.
Like, woo!
Yeah. After a long 16-year NBA career, Derrick Rose, and I had to look this up because I didn't realize it's been 16 years.
Yeah.
16 years. Them knees, granted, everyone, I've been seeing clips of folks asking their spouse, ask Derrick Rose about his prime years. And ask Derrick Rose, ask your spouse if Derrick Rose, if he was healthy, how his career would be or whatnot. And listen, yeah, we can do the shoulda, woulda, couldas. They did the exact same thing to T-Mac. Listen, Derrick Rose for his first 5 years was unstoppable. And I'm saying 5 years because I know it's really like 3.5, but 5 years, 5 years. I'm sorry. No. It's not. It's about 5 years.
Yeah. Really, it was a solid 5.
It was a solid 5. Let me stop playing. It was a solid 5. Derrick Rose was unstoppable. Nobody can say anything. He was the first, or excuse me, the youngest MVP candidate and recipient during his time. So shout out to Derrick Rose. He did so much, and I'm just happy to see that he's getting the respect that he's so well deserved, and he's
Inglewood.
such a humble man in general. So shout out to Derrick Rose. You can sit down now. Go ice them knees now.
I thought it was dope. When I saw it was on Bleacher Report, I saw it was like the commercial or whatever, and I was like, oh, it's the retirement. At first I thought I was like, oh my, I was like, they got my man doing Lincoln ads. I was like, okay, the season's about to start. He's about to be the navigator. I see you. You know,
right next to Matthew McConaughey.
One final drive. You know, I thought it was gonna be one of those type of commercials. And then we saw the Chicago Tribune, then it was like the Detroit Free Press and all the other cities. So it was like, damn, I thought that was dope that he took out an ad in all the cities he played for.
Shout out to him.
Because he gave us all in every city.
Yeah, first of all, I've seen Derrick Rose in person. I've seen him play in person before back in high school days. And 6'3".
You think they lied?
I don't know, y'all.
What are you giving him, Boogie?
You giving him a solid 6. He might be 6'1".
6'1.5".
Yeah. I don't know about that 6'3", but I'm gonna let y'all live because we generally lie. Anyway,
you know, you got to lie on them scouting reports. You know, everybody's always like an extra foot taller. But I will say this much. Tom Thibodeau, if I am Derrick Rose, I'm having the goons TP your house at random moments. Random moments, your house is getting egged, is getting TP'd. Like, why does this keep happening? You know why it keeps happening. You know, he's the reason why Derrick Rose knees are the way they are. He's the reason why a lot of players' legs are the way they are. There's one thing about Tom Thibodeau. He is going to consistently run his players in the ground.
Run them down.
But shout out to D Rose. None. It's like we are up by 100 points.
You still playing, my guy. You still
literally
go back in there.
Starters. But I put up 15. I put up 45. He's like, no. It's like, dude, I got 25 assists. Can you give me 35? It's like, God, dog. And he still has not learned his lesson.
Nope, not
it's
at
like,
all.
Bro, cut it out.
Who you got for your tipping?
Tip to the Detroit Tigers. They clinched a playoff spot. I gotta tell you, Boogie. No one.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I do. No one, and when I say absolutely no one, thought they had a prayer's chance of making it. They had a 0.2% chance of making it in August, and somehow they managed to squeeze in. So October baseball is here in Detroit. Shout out to the bros. You mean everybody in Chicago watching? Because
this would be a Detroit only.
If I am not mistaken, we got to tip our hat to the Chicago White Sox because they did set the record for the most losses in MLB history. You know.
Got you. Oh, okay. I thought we were just going. Honestly, I did not even think you were even going to bring this up because I saw it a couple times, and I saw it on Facebook where people were like, "Well, Chicago has done it again."
One thing about Chicagoans, you're never happy. You ain't happy.
My God,
it's like we came in last place. We could at least came in last place a lot better than this. You know, y'all are never happy. Never happy at all.
It be like that sometimes. So
yeah, it is. It happens. It happens. You know, but y'all are in a rebuild. It happens. It happens to the best of us. All right, let's keep this thing on rolling. All right, you guys know what time it is for? No, you can or can't. Just do a quick update. For those of you who've been following this program, we talked about the judge who placed the teen in handcuffs. He has now been demoted to traffic court. He's going to be dealing with speeding tickets and relatively minor offenses. Gotta humble yourself, bro. Gotta humble yourself.
Thought he was too high mighty.
Oh, what a tangle web we weaved. I had something really catchy to say there, but I couldn't quite remember what I was going to say there. Anyways, we got a quick moment of silence.
Yes.
Dikembe Mutombo passed away. Very sad. 58 years old. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. The wagging finger will always live on. Arguably, probably one of the best. What would you call that? One of the best
hand gestures of sports reaction of absolutely. Easily.
And also, just you up here, there's so many replays of Mutombo blocking people's shots like 3 times in a row. The first time, I'm irritated. The second time, I'm irritated. The third time, I want to swing on you. It's like, put your fucking finger down, bro. Put your finger down.
He said, no, don't bring that down here.
And the Geico commercial. One of my favorite commercials. It's a moment of silence. We lost arguably one of the greatest NBA centers, but people as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rest in power, brother. All right. First up on news you can't use. Let me toss it over to Boogie.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, we are up for a strike. Another one, dare I say. There has been issues going on our port system. You know, places where big boats and ships dock all of the stuff that we buy, Baltimore. All of our consumer and goods and whatnot. So according to CNN, time is running out to avoid a work stoppage at ports along the entire East and Gulf Coast, and what could become the most disruptive strike to the U.S. economy in decades. No kidding. Members of the International Longshoremen's Association. That's a real association. Yeah. International Longshoremen's Association are set to go on strike at 12:01 at Eastern Tuesday at 3. Dozen facilities spreading across 14 port authorities. There were a few signs that a deal could be reached by the deadline set by the ILA and the United States Maritime Alliance, which uses the who cares
water,
but uses the acronym. That's what it
use the waterways.
Yeah. But in a Monday evening statement, they said it requested an extension over the current contract and increased its offer, lifting wages nearly 50% over the life of the contract, and said both sides moved off their previous positions. Now, you guys probably are thinking, like, what does this have to do with me? Why do we care? Well, ladies and gentlemen, depending on the length of the strike, there could be shortages of consumer industrial goods, which could then lead to price hikes. Do you know what that means? It will mark a setback to the economy, which has shown signs of recovery from a pandemic-induced supply chain disruption that resulted in a spike in inflation. Remember when right now we're currently in inflation, right? Man. Everything costs an arm and a leg just for a carton of eggs. Yeah. Well, now guess what? Because of this port issue right now that they don't want to pay their members, 50,000 members covered by this contract. Well, guess what? We might have an even higher strike inflation because of the fact. So, would y'all please pay these people so I don't have to pay $30 for a half a carton of eggs? Please.
$30 for some almond milk.
What are we doing here? Like, and just to really understand what we're doing here, in a large share of America's favorite produce, according to the American Farm Bureau, 1.2 million metric tons of bananas go through the ports that could be on strike next week. That's just an example. I'm just giving you an example right now. Your bananas could be done for, okay? Your bananas, all your fruit,
bananas,
could be
pineapples,
done for, all of it, okay? That's just an idea. But it's so many there's so much goods that go through those ports. A 1 week strike could cost the U.S. economy about $2.1 billion.
They good for it.
I mean, we already down the count. What we about 8 trillion down?
They're good for it.
We 8 trillion in the hole. What say you? How do you feel about this strike?
I honestly was I heard about it, but I didn't hear about it. I heard it was a brief scroll, and I saw like a really big brother. He was like, "Yeah, we about to go on strike. So if you and your family got to get your goods, get them before midnight." And I was like, "Oh snaps! Let me go and look more into this." And then I fell asleep.
Because that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
But I've briefly been looking into it only from a stock market perspective.
Sure.
Because I was like, "Ooh, I got some money. Let me move some things around. Because if these ports lock up, what are we gonna do?"
What are we gonna do? It's been it's a little crazy. And just so we can understand what exactly they're crying about or what they're striking about, they are reportedly asking for an annual pay hike that will result in raises totaling 77% through the life of the contract. So the top pay climbing from $39 an hour to $69. Now, granted, that's an uptake right there.
Pay them. I don't care what the uptake is.
I don't care. I don't care either.
You got to look at what you stand to lose here. You know, and or gain.
Yeah.
You can either make billions, or you can lose billions.
Yeah.
And the amount that you're going to lose cannot be made up with the little bit of pennies that they're asking for. Like realistically, it's small. And you know how we know this is small? Because we just went through a strike with the writers, with the actors. And it was just like, we're only asking for like crumbs.
Pennies. We're asking for the crumbs.
Like we're not even
asking for a whole slice.
Exactly. We don't want to be up there with the big dogs like y'all. I'm just like, please, sir, can I have the crumb of the crumb? Like, we can't even get that.
No, I want it all. No, I want it all for myself. These damn corporations do not care. They want all their money themselves. And for that, guess what? Who's going to really reap all of that because they don't want to pay them? Who's going to really... Yeah, it's going to be us. They don't care. How much is it? Who cares? I have enough money. Let me pay $40 for a carton of a gallon of milk. I don't know how much it costs anyway. I can afford it.
You guys have less than 4 hours to place all your Amazon orders.
Wow.
Place your Sam's Club orders. Go get your toilet paper. Go get your milk. God. Go get everything right now. Go get you a couple gallons of gas.
Yeah.
Store them properly so you don't blow yourself up.
At this point, I'm not surprised at anything. We're going for a strike. I say, pay them, please. So we can go to the grocery store and not feel like we out here got to take out a loan.
But also, I got a little stockpile of some things here. My mom and dad are like an hour and a half away. You can always go home, and I can always raid, mom and dad's
lucky you
goods,
lucky you.
I kind of want a little bit of chaos here, Boogie.
Whoa.
And I say that because it's time for the top dogs to start feeling it. Even if you only sweat a little bit, losing a Billy here, a Millie there, you still gonna sweat. And I feel like they need to lose just a little bit, even if it's for a day. So let the port shut down for just a day, so these people can start to understand that although you pay us, it's the people who really dictate how things go here.
That's real.
And I think in many sectors, people are starting to wake up. It's starting to be like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
So you want milk, you want eggs, you want your avocados from Mexico. Pay these people, okay? Love those commercials.
Apparently.
Pay them, okay? Like, damn.
I just don't understand why every industry, it feels like every industry, we're going through the same thing, the same issue. I get it. Can we please hire someone? Or I feel like the UN, the countries need to come together and band together and be like, all right, can we all agree this 1%ers,
I got to go.
they kind of pissing us off right now. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. at least Bezos' ex-wife, she wanted to go. She like, I'm giving away all my wealth. You good. You can come over here with us.
She was like, I saw the books. I do not want any association.
Eat the rich, not I. Like, let me go ahead and what's some black causes? Who else needs some Mexicans? You need some money too? Who else needs some money?
She was like, look y'all, I'm just like y'all. See,
I'm broke. You know how broke I am? I married a teacher. Like, what? Yeah. Like, man, like cut it out. Like,
it's getting wild out here.
Figure this out. But also, what's getting wild? Mother Nature.
Oh, what a transition.
You know what I'm saying? Getting better out here. Hurricane Helene, however you want to pronounce that, tomato, is wreaking havoc on most of the lower parts of the states, all the way up through the East Coast. Yeah. These videos are just horrible, man. That water rushing through is just like, oh my God. I'm glad Joel Osteen's church is not over there, because we know what he wouldn't have been doing.
Letting folks in.
Exactly. Never gonna live that one down.
Never.
It's so crazy. One, I'm happy to see that people are banding together in their communities.
Absolutely.
To help folks out. But man, it's sad. Yeah. And it's just like, Mother Nature, we gotta fix something out. We gotta fix something out, baby. What's going on? Like, between this and if you're not thinking that global warming isn't real, wake up. Because I was reading some stories and they're like, the combination of global warming and these temperatures, it's just going to be a field day out there on these oceans for these hurricanes and tsunamis. So it's like, yo, let's figure something out. But within that, Boogie, what would be your hurricane prep? If you are going through a hurricane and you're not leaving, let's say Boogie's not leaving, you are not getting out. I'm going to weather out the storm. What are you going to have to help you weather out the storm?
I mean, first of all, I definitely want to say thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. I know there's already an ongoing death toll out there, and it's it's increasing by the days, by the minutes or whatnot. So definitely stay safe out there. And also, not a lot of people have the advantage, the benefit of actually evacuating when, news outlets or government officials tell you to evacuate, because of, resources that folks don't have. Now, with that all being said, if I was in a hurricane and I couldn't evacuate or chose not to evacuate, from what I heard, as well as from what I watched from Tornado, you find a bathtub, right? You get in a bathtub because that is the most stable or structurally sound part of your home. But me being me, I know I'm not going to be in an actual traditional house. I'm probably going to be in a high rise or a mid rise, and those buildings are never structurally sound unless you are in a rehabbed old construction building. So at that point, I feel like I need to find somebody who has a house and get in their bathtub.
A house that's preferably not on the East Coast.
Yeah. Seriously.
We be in the mid. You know what's crazy is you really gotta pick your poison. It's like, if I live in the Midwest, I'm gonna get dumped on by a bunch of snow. Yeah. Sometimes there are tornadoes that do happen in the Midwest, so you might get those. Yeah. If I live out in like out west, like Wyoming or whatever, Iowa, you Tornado Alley. So then if you live out west, you got earthquakes in California.
Platonics. You got shifting mudslides, and
you live on
fires and
other coasts. What you got? You got hurricanes. You got freak blizzards. So it's like you really got to pick your poison where you're choosing to live in the United States. It's like,
Really
goddamn, can we get a break?
No, because they hate. Apparently, Mother Nature does not like North America at all.
I was gonna say Hawaii, but they got volcanoes, so
Yeah.
you can't go anywhere in the
Yeah.
States. Like, damn, it's just like shoot. I gotta say though, because you said that you were gonna hide in the tub. Okay, so I like that. You
Yeah.
gotta get some flashlights. You need
Have to.
those.
Yeah.
Or
a basement. Basements are,
true.
very, very
true.
hard to find, especially on the East Coast. Let me just say that. If you find a basement on the East Coast, you better buy that property right now.
ASAP. That was the only basement over here. This is one and only.
Right.
It came with the house. Like,
Right.
what? When y'all get in the basement? Oh, it was here.
Right.
You want to move? No.
Never, my guy.
One thing about people in the Midwest, we love us a basement. It's like,
Yes, we do. It's not a house or an apartment complex that ain't got a basement. Okay.
It is the laundry room, the kids'
I was
room,
about to say
the
they're
TV
gonna find
room.
the purpose. They're gonna find a purpose for that.
It's the multi-purpose room.
Right. What? So speaking, have you? I didn't even ask you. You asked me. Have you been in a hurricane? And if so, what are those measures you would take place in order if you're in a hurricane?
Never been in a hurricane.
Okay.
Been in several tornadoes or near. This roof almost came off tornadoes.
Whoa.
Like back in the day, when Boogie, this, when there was a tornado drill, you had to go out in the hall and you had to put your head like down and duck in between.
We gotta find a way to put your head between your legs. I'd be like, yeah.
You know how stupid that was? Because I was like, what happens if the roof caves in on us? Like, I'm down here, I'm dead regardless.
Yeah.
There should have been a better evacuation plan.
They didn't know.
We ain't got no better stairway for us to hide in. Anything. We just out in a hall. So when we lived in Tennessee, there was a couple of tornadoes that blew off the roofs of schools beside us, and it's like, oh snaps! They ain't got it in our school. Lived in Kentucky, more tornadoes. Then moved back to Michigan, and it's like, oh, thank God we don't get tornadoes here. And then what? Boom! A couple tornadoes blew through here, and it's just like, what is going on? Mother Nature is like, Nate loves twisters.
I was about to say, I think Mother Nature like, what Nate at this year? All right, let's throw one here.
If you've ever driven through a tornado, like the aftermath of a tornado.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't crazy. I ain't one of them.
What in the first of all, let me put a disclaimer. Don't you ever drive through.
We ain't storm chasing over here. If you've ever driven through the aftermath of it, looks like a movie. It literally looks like a movie set. It is like, what happened over here? It's like, my God, free firewood. It is it's crazy. But I would say if I'm in a hurricane or if I'm sticking it out, gotta have snacks, gotta have food, gotta have water. Gotta have water.
Always.
You don't know how long you're gonna be in there, Boogie. You don't know how long you might be stranded.
A way. Why do you always find a way to go back to food?
Because you know what, Boogie? The people who aren't prepared are gonna be like, I'm hungry. I wish I would have had some beef jerky.
And then pick up your ass in the corner, like I told y'all.
Exactly. You ain't getting none of this. You ain't getting none of these Slim Jims. You should have been prepared. You should have packed you a hurricane prepared kit. I got cashews. I got Gatorade. I got water. Got first aid. I got everything. But the people who didn't prepare, my boy, you hungry? Flares in case you got to get on top of the roof. So you can be like, come over here and get us. You got to have all types of supplies.
Well, Google has, I put in what to do in a hurricane. It says when a hurricane is approaching. When a hurricane is approaching, you should follow local authorities' instructions and consider whether to evacuate or stay home. If you evacuate, leave immediately. That's what it said. With your emergency kit. Even sturdy homes may not be able to withstand a hurricane. Even a sturdy home, my guy, hurricanes don't care. Hurricanes just don't go, I wonder how sturdy this motherfucker
Knock,
is.
knock, knock. Let's see.
Let me see the specifications of this particular home. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to let this go because this is pretty sturdy. They don't care. Listen.
834 2x4s. Let's count them all. Whoosh.
No. It says if you're not in a mandatory evacuation zone, you may need to decide whether to stay home, move to higher ground, or leave the area. If you stay home, you may lose power and water. Roads may be impassable for several days. Remember to take shelter. You should take shelter in an interior room on the lowest level of your building, like, for instance, a basement.
Unless your basement is flooding, don't go down there.
Right. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Now, how the hell are you supposed to put multiple walls?
It's like, wall over here, wall over here. It's multiple. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Who's doing that?
Stay away from windows, skylights, and glass doors.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
And it says avoid flood water. Never walk, swim, or drive through flood waters.
And the amount of people that they have to tell that to every year, and then you see them out
and
there,
they still do it.
Flood water, just let me take my little jet ski out here and run with this shit water. Look at me. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
That's how disease gets spread. That's how you get sick easily, quicker, faster, drowning.
You know what, Boogie? I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on here.
Uh-oh.
Because we are how many days from the election? These hurricanes are nothing more than a plot to keep us from voting. That's what these are. You know, that's what this is. I think these things were drummed up by the Democrats and the Republicans to get us to fight. They was like, what can we do to make them fight? Hurricanes. That's my conspiracy theory.
All right. Well,
you know, there are people out there who truly believe that. There are people out here who are really like, every election season, there's a hurricane. Ugh, here we go again. I'm riding it out. And then they die.
This is hurricane season, though. So just pay attention, y'all.
They never do. They never do. It's always some dude who's like, yeah, the Betsy in 75 was nothing compared to this. And those are the people that die.
Oh,
it's
gosh.
like, no, like leave.
All right.
They should put on there, go to a hotel. They should put that on there.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. A lot of people don't think about that.
Or school.
Those hotels have generators. Even if you're in like a hospital parking lot, those places typically don't go out.
Yeah.
But also do keep your phones charged, pay attention to those things.
Yeah.
Also, wherever the governor's going, find out where his convoy is at and follow them.
Oh gosh.
You know, follow them if you're daring enough. Let's keep this thing rolling. Boogie, niggas have been tripping.
Yes,
they have been
are.
tripping, you know. And I, for one, I kind of like it when niggas trip to get the stuff to talk about.
My niggas tripping.
Who you got this week?
My niggas is tripping is going out to Louis Vuitton. Please, that whole company, come to the front. We got something to talk about. On Virgil Abloh's 44th birthday, RIP to Virgil for sure. Louis Vuitton. I like to call him Louis Vuitton.
I do like Louis as well.
I do. I just prefer it. Louis Vuitton has decided to sell the rest of their 60% stake to Blue Star Alliance, their off-white stake to Blue Star Alliance on the day of Virgil's birthday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why is this significant? Why? Who cares? Why does this mean anything? Well, Virgil Abloh, he used to be the creative director of Louis Vuitton, and then he also decided to invent and introduce this new design, I should say, brand, Off-White. Off-White did hella numbers, put people on the map, made it very popular for the street wear, if you would. And his untimely death happened, and Louis Vuitton, chose to continue on with his off-brand streetwear. Well, not until his 44th birthday, because apparently, from what they have said, Off-White has been declining in sales over the years.
You know why that is?
Yeah, because Virgil is no longer here. He was the name. He was the face. So now they sold their 60% stake to Blue Star. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna assume that you're gonna be seeing Off-White in TJ Maxx's and Marshalls because they gonna strip away all the work that he did just so they can pull out $1 or $2.
It's gonna be Von Dutch.
Shame on them. That's all I gotta say. Y'all tripping.
Yeah, I mean they are. And of course, this is gonna be. It's like I told you before we were shooting. It's gonna be like it's what Virgil would have wanted. This was all a part of his vision. And I firmly do not believe that. Like,
Nope.
It's one of those things where I'm like, the reason why the sales are declining is, let's call it what it is. You guys just aren't talented. You're not creative.
Nope.
And if it's not for the fact that there aren't really talented and creative Black people out here, you guys wouldn't be anything. Let's just call it what it is. Your companies are pretty mediocre, and it takes Black people to make them pop. Whether it's Virgil, it's Dapper Dan, we can go on and on and on and on and on. So I hope that these companies continue to lose money.
Yep.
And I hope that these Black fashion houses and these Black brands, hope they continue to flourish. Because their day is coming.
Agreed. Who you got for your niggas is tripping? Wow. Oh my God. For a second, I was like, what? Yo, nope. I'm not even. Nope. Nope. You're not getting. Nope. Nope.
I mean, look, he brought it on himself.
No.
And I feel for those of you who are listening and wondering why Boogie is speechless, I'm giving my y'all niggas and or y'all crackers a trip into none other than Brett Favre. I was over here just shaking, and why was I shaking? Brett Favre, he was meeting in front of some type of judiciary committee in front of Congress, talking about money that was stolen from him because he believed in something that was near and dear to his heart, Parkinson's disease, because we know a lot of athletes take a lot of hits, a lot of concussions. It has been known that Brett Favre has taken over 1,000 concussions. So, excuse me, smoker's cough. It was something that was so near and dear to his heart, such as Parkinson's. He was like, you know what? Let me steal money from poor Black people and other poor folks in Mississippi. And let me take that money. Let me invest that money. Well, it's rather ironic that money was then stolen from him.
Yep.
Even though he did pay that money back, I think we're forgetting why Brett Favre was there in the first place.
Yep.
Because he stole money. But Brett Favre decided to also drop a tidbit of information on us.
Yep.
I have Parkinson's, So that's why I was over here shaking, But I don't care that Brett Favre has Parkinson's. Brett Favre did this. I think he dropped that tidbit of information to gain sympathy,
of course,
from the American people. Because let's be real, a lot of Americans are dumbasses when it comes to sports heroes. We will.
Yep.
You could be the most wrong person in the world. But you won how many Super Bowls? How many passing records you have? This guy is phenomenal.
We forgive.
Who cares what he did? And we're seeing this even more and more here. So he dropped the I got Parkinson's card. I'm like, oh, we feel so sorry for Brett Favre. His brain is mush. CTE. I don't care. He can shake, rattle, and roll for the rest of his natural born life. You were a millionaire and you stole from poor people, bro. I don't care. Normally, if this was like maybe Tom Brady, maybe if this was Charlie Batch, anybody, this could be Drew Brees. Maybe not him because he's racist. Eli Manning, it could be Peyton Manning. They could all have came out and been like, hey, man, I put my money into this. My money was stolen. I have Parkinson's. I legit would be like, yo, I feel bad for you. But I don't feel bad for Brett Favre. I don't feel bad for millionaires who steal from poor people. I don't feel bad for you because you didn't go to jail. Anybody else would have went to jail, and you did. So, like I said, keep shaking, buddy. Like, shake until Jesus takes you home. Keep shaking. I don't care. But also, this was all to fund the building of a volleyball facility.
Yep.
Boogie.
Put that in perspective.
Boogie. You're relatively up on sports. Have you ever, in the history of your sports knowledge, heard of any school that has a volleyball facility? And there are some powerhouse USC, powerhouse volleyball program. University of Texas, powerhouse volleyball program. Have you ever heard of them having? This is the blah, blah, blah volleyball facility.
That's a negatory. But we all know why he did that. And if you don't know why he did that, it's because his daughter attended said institute where he wants to build that volleyball facility.
There, first of all, this is Southern Mississippi. This is not a championship-winning volleyball program.
I don't understand.
If the girls at USC do not have a volleyball facility, and they have tons of championship trophies that they can show for it,
they do.
If they don't have a facility, they play in the gym.
Yeah,
like most volleyball programs.
Which I don't understand. Why do you need a separate facility for volleyball?
Exactly. And they ain't playing hoops right now. Put the court in the middle of put the net in the middle of the court and you do what you do. Unless you're playing outdoor volleyball. And even then, the girls that play outdoor volleyball, they go to the beach. Yeah. They don't have a facility.
I'm with you on that. Brett Favre, shake your ass to the courts, to the jail, because no one's giving you any sympathy whatsoever. You're going to live a long, shaky life. And I just hope that you finally understand, which he won't because he's a rich white tea man. So, misappropriating funds for a volleyball facility where Black and brown people, poor, disenfranchised folks are needing those funds for state funds, federal funds, and yet you found a way and gave an excuse to the government for them to approve? What in the world? Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
We had Baby Blue and a whole bunch of other celebs go to jail for PPP loans. So what are we doing here? Yeah. Baby Blue ain't getting no break. And he had hits. Okay. Yeah. we you know what, for celebrity, we gotta hold the same statute for celebrity. It's gotta be the same way across the board.
I agree.
Gotta be the same.
I agree. I'm with
no
you
matter
on
what
that.
you did.
I'm with you on that.
But again, no sympathy for you, my boy. Do what you do.
Cracker ass cracker.
Let's get to this final topic here.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
Boogie. a California
sir.
man discovers that he's paid his neighbor's electricity bill for up to at least 18 years.
What?
One California resident has been paying the electricity bill for the apartment next to him for roughly 18 years since potentially 2009, Pacific Gas and Electric said in a statement to ABC News. Our preliminary investigation has found the meter number for the customer's apartment was being billed to another apartment, the spokesperson for PG&E said.
What?
Boogie, you have been paying not only your utility bills, but also your neighbor's utility bill for the past 18 years. What's the first thing you're going to do?
I'm going to ask for reparations. I'm going to need whatever facility company, whatever my leasing company I'm going to show them the receipts and tell them, well, guess what, guys? For the next 18 years, don't ask for no bill.
I don't know if okay. So yes, you're definitely right there. I need some form of reparations, but I don't know if I'm gonna let them off scot-free of just like you don't get no bill. Like I need something because read this meter. Like first of all, I paid their bill, so I need something
Agreed.
back. I need
Agreed.
electricity bills. See, they were in what San Francisco. It does get cold there, so
San Francisco bills is already high, so
yeah.
he was probably paying off a nice little penny.
Let's average. Let's say $150 to $200 on the modest end.
Jeez.
Let's just say on the modest end. That's just if you running everything. Let's just full force. I'm running everything. I got a house, AC is running, we running the whole. We ain't turning no lights off. $150 to $200 plus your bill. I got to figure out at what point does he not think like, yo, my bill is so high. I know I talked to him. I got on a payment plan. What is going on? Why is this so high? And also, who caught this?
That's the real question.
Like, and the other thing is, of course, you're not gonna ask, but if I'm the neighbor, I'm just you're never inquiring about, damn, we ain't got no bill in like 18 years. I know we turn utilities on. Like, you don't question that?
Wow. This is crazy. I feel for the man, but also you didn't check the meter for 18 years though, my mans. I would have at least went back and been like, hey, can I get an audit in this mofo?
For real.
Like, because I would have knocked on my neighbor's door and been like, hey man, how much you paying for your electric bill? Because my bill seems awfully high.
When I moved in, they said it was a fixed rate. It'd be no more than this, but
how much you spending every month? Say word? Saturday 99?
150, you say? Oh, mine's not that much. Let me get back to you. That's one of those things where you get your first bill and it was like, okay, it's kind of adding up. Then the sixth bill, it just went to like, I don't understand that. Like, 18 were you on auto pay? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
here?
I'm lost. See, that's why I don't like auto pay like that, because you not paying attention. You just let money just come out of your account without even, not even the thought in your mind.
There's one thing that I have on auto pay, and I'm always paying attention. I get the alert, and I was like, you about to take how much? And then when they take it, I'm like, okay. Then I check my account. Okay, they took, because that's belief. If you take 1 cent more than what you're supposed to, I'm gonna be on that line.
Auto pay is a good thing sometimes, but especially when you ain't got all the funds that you thought you was gonna have, auto pay could definitely be a nightmare.
Man, you know the worst auto pay, and it gets all of us, that goddamn Apple. That is the worst one. That $9.99 when it hits you, or DoorDash, you be sitting there thinking like, where did this $12 come from? Like, what did I get?
Out of nowhere.
Like, damn, the re-up every month. But hopefully PG&E cut my man a deal, figure something out. At least I would even be happy if you sent me a check. Send me a check. 12 bands and we call it a day. $12.50. Let's figure something out. to negotiate with y'all. Like let's figure something out. But also, that neighbor though, when they start getting a bill for real, is how do you handle that though? That's the part where I'm like,
That's really what it was. So you telling me you didn't even ask whether or not you have an electric bill?
that's what I'm saying. Like you're just that's truly living on a prayer. You're waking up and it's just like somebody must have paid the electricity for 18 years.
Yeah.
No one checked up on this.
Yeah, that's wild.
But then imagine when you get that first bill and then you got to make that phone call. I've been paying, and they're like, no, our records show homie next door in 203's been paying your bill. Like, woo.
I guess I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh man. Also, someone got fired. They're gonna check them records, but who hooked up them meters? Oh, that was Manuel. Manuel, we're gonna have to let you go.
Manuel ain't looking so well for you. Okay.
But I've been here for 18 years. Enjoy said retirement.
Why Manuel? Oh God.
Okay, Ruben.
Sure. Anything.
Frank. I don't want them to be like Ruben it still sounds like Manuel. Frank. Let's go Frank.
Thank
Frank
you.
could be a brother.
Yeah.
I don't want to just assume and think that is, Latinos.
Thank you.
As we have gotten to the end of what episode is this? 153, I believe. It's time to get to the nothing blunt fact. I know you're like, Dave, what is that? Are you hyped? Possibly. Nate, why are you being mean? Stop hitting us with these blunt facts. Well, here we go. Because Boogie, I have been on this quest of just trying to find one-on-one peace, just trying to find peace, just trying to find just myself. And I have just come to aging is cool. Aging is cool. It is a blessing. And even though we don't necessarily have it all figured out, it is just a blessing to age. It is just, I'm happy to wake up and see the gray hairs every morning. I'm happy to see other ones. I'm happy to even hear the bones cricking and crackling from time to time.
All right.
It's just like, hey, aging is great. And within that, knowing that aging is great, you have to learn that small wins are just as big as the big wins. They are still huge. They all add up. So keep stacking those small wins and do not discount yourself. Don't discount yourself and don't discount the fact that is a blessing to age. That is the nothing blunt fact for this week.
Respect.
Something light and positive, Boogie. Something light and positive, because I'll be all over left and or right field.
That's you. Yeah, that's fine.
Decided to bring the center field this time. Decided to bring it to center motherfucking field. Boogie! It's time to get up out of here. Shout out to the day ones. Like, subscribe with all your podcast platforms. Episode 153 is in the can. What you got for these folks?
As always, don't forget to smash that bell so you can be notified as soon as that content drops. And to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that this is your favorite podcast and they should be listening to it as well. Thank you so much, everyone. SoundCloud, all the platforms. Continue to listen, continue to subscribe, continue to comment, continue to like. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, y'all.
Boogie said it all. I have nothing else to say, but we appreciate y'all tuning into your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day, but we shot at night tonight. So let's get up out of here.
No bombs.
Okay. She wants the bombs.